All right, next question is from Kyle D. What about Starbucks at the parks now? How long was this in the making, behind the scenes at Disney, and could we see Starbucks at the resorts as well? So first of all, how is Starbucks doing? The times that we've been there, I mean, especially in DCA, number one, the theming I think is really good. They integrated it into Carnival Circle really well. And then the lines are, I mean, the times that I've seen it, they're 30, 40-minute lines to get a latte. Yeah. I mean, that tends to indicate success to me.
No, I agree. I totally agree. The deal itself, it took 4 and 5 years to lock, mostly because, again, Starbucks is all about its brand. It was all about how to integrate that into the parks. And more to the point, Starbucks being Starbucks, it was all about location. So, for example, to go into DCA and, literally be the following the old, Disney theme park layout, that everything, on the right as you go into the park. The stuff as you're
coming in is on the right.
I was like, sure, we'll take that location. It then got more problematic as they began to want to walk it out into the other park. I mean, for example, at the studio, the spot that they wanted was, initially Disney was like, well, why don't you take Sid Cahuenga's? And it's like, wrong side of the street.
Wrong side, yeah.
And they were actually looking at the right side of Hollywood Boulevard, and for example, that camera shop.
Yeah, right in the corner. Oh, that's prime real estate right there.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was just sort of the notion of, well, how do we make this fit? How do we? Because it has to sort of kind of fit the world.
Yeah.
That coupled with the fact that you now have to take what was retail space and run considerable, new electrical, new water.
And the bathrooms back up to that section too. So there's a lot. Oh, so you got to get plumbing involved. And, never mind.
Yeah. But they are. There are certainly conversations about bringing them to the resorts, and obviously starting more high end. I know that they walked up and down and around the Contemporary, and just in fact the
Contemporary's got a couple of coffee shops, right?
Yeah,
at least one.
Yeah, but the thing is that Starbucks, all they could talk about is like, who designed this place? So you can't. There's no one central point that people. It just
even within the lobbies. I mean, even within each area, there's no central sort of like.
No.
So the fourth floor. Actually, no, the fourth floor doesn't really have a central place. It's all sort of. Winding.
So they are definitely looking. Yeah. But it will march out to each of the individual resorts. In fact, the Animal Kingdom, same thing. But the problem with Animal Kingdom is, where do you again? You don't get to retail space. You get deep into the park.
There's no. The Oasis is all a transition. There's no. Yeah. Even then, when you walk in on Discovery Island, the places to the right are merch, and now they just turned it into that character grading place. So they might have to actually go on the left there.
No, and then that. And in fact, the weird thing is, all the surveys tell them is like. That's because everyone's getting up early to see the animals. It's like, this is the park that the number one complaint is, where's the coffee? Yeah. So
where's the first coffee place? Is it in Asia? Is it the Thieves?
You are deep back in the park. You have to get to like Africa, or you have to this
is got to be a no-brainer. Yeah.
Flame Tree is the first place where you can actually get a beverage of that kind.
Wow.
So
that's just screaming out for coffee, isn't it?
It is.
Good question. Interesting. Let's see what they do there.